Well, this is a long time dream being fulfilled today. I'm so excited to speak with someone who I think her name is Connie. I grew up with that as being her name, but no, Katie Leigh is her name. She is the voice behind the beloved Adventures in Odyssey character, Connie Kendall. And I am so excited to be chatting with you today, Katie. And if I call you Connie, I'm so sorry.
Well, it won't be the first time, so don't worry about that. You won't be the first, I should say. And
Yes.
I'm excited to talk to you.
Well, you've been
My
playing.
parents are from Toronto. Did you know that?
I did not know that. Fun fact. So you've been to the GTA?
So I have not. No, because
Okay.
I wasn't born there. They moved to California.
Oh, wow. Okay, well, so you need to come and visit the motherland.
Sure, invite me. I'll be there. I'm
It is.
always hoping there's a Comic-Con that'll have me in that area.
Oh, yes. Okay, this needs to happen. Let's talk to your PR people. Let's get you here. Come visit us at
Well,
Joy
you know what? I'm not
Radio.
going to be too far from you. Actually, in July, there's a Realm Makers Expo in Grand Rapids, Michigan, which isn't that far.
Yes.
People really want to make the schlep over there, and we'll be there for like 3 days. I'll have a booth, and the people can come say hi if they feel like they need a little summer vacation in the States.
Yeah, across
They
the
can
border.
stand it coming down to the States. But it's all Christian creators. We're going to do like a live radio play on Saturday night with
Oh, cool.
a group I haven't worked with before, and book writers, fiction, fantasy, and then us and me. Say us because I'm only one person. Uh, it's going to be fun. Yeah.
Oh, that sounds amazing. Well, we might just have to make the trek as long as the people at the border let us across.
I think they will. I
We'll
think
put on
you
our
look like
happy
decent
smiles.
folk. Yeah.
I hope.
I always
hope.
wonder the other way. I have been to Canada. I have been up there, Niagara Falls, and they're pretty. My husband say, "Don't talk to the border patrol. Just show them your ID and don't chat," because I chat with everybody. Don't say anything. Just go.
It's true though. They're like, "Do you have any fruit to declare?" No, then
Yeah,
get out
what's
of
your
here.
business? Why are you here? When are you leaving? Oh,
Pretty much. And they're so intimidating too. It's just like, whoa, like
but
just
I'm not afraid of anybody. So
no.
no, that's what my husband has to just put his hand over my mouth.
Well, then you're in the good industry. Then you love to chat, you love people, and you are a voice actor. And so there we go. God knew.
Yeah. Oh, he definitely knew.
Yeah.
Yes.
So let's talk about this incredible journey. 20 years. And
20?
is it 20?
How about 38?
38? My
Yeah.
note said that actually makes more sense because I was like, I would have been carry the two. 38.
No, I've been playing Connie for almost 38 years now.
Yes, you're the OG. That doesn't
OG.
happen often.
That's when you say, "Oh, gee, is it that long?"
Original goat.
Yeah. Can you believe it? That's crazy. Chris, too, our host.
Yeah.
Day
And
one.
anyone who's been in voice actor work, it's a tough grind. It's hard to find those gigs that are going to last a long time. So share with us your
This is
journey.
very unusual.
Yeah.
We're 1 year older than The Simpsons.
Oh my goodness. That's a fun stat. And you've had new content for this entire time, which is also very, very rare. 2 years away from 40. Man. And then March 1st, there was the 1000th episode, which is a huge milestone.
Yeah,
So,
they aired it, and we're still recording. We just did more last few weeks ago.
yeah. So tell me, how did you get into voice acting and how did you discover this incredible role of Connie and thought, yeah, this is a character for me?
Well, it didn't exactly go like that, but
Oh.
no, I got into voice acting because someone said, "Hey, you have a voice you sound like a kid, so maybe you can make some extra money." So I thought, yeah, I'll look into it, see how it goes, and it turned into a career. And then I got saved, and then one day I was driving out to Arcadia, California, where I'd never been before, listening to the Focus on the Family broadcast, and I heard of Family Portraits, and I went, holy moly, that's an audio drama, and Focus is producing it, and I'm a voice actor, and these are my friends. I know they're using professional people. I want to do it too, so I looked in the phone book and got their address and drove over there and gave them my demo. I said, I want to work with you guys, and eventually they said, we're creating the show, and we have a part for you. So I'm not going to say no, right? You don't
Of
go,
course
oh,
not.
let me think. Is this something I want to know? Yeah, sure, of course. Yeah. Yeah. And I'm so thankful. What a blessing.
No kidding. And so you started voice acting, then became a Christian, is what I'm taking from that.
Yes.
How did you discover God and choose to have him as, your Lord and Savior?
Yeah, well, you know what? I always grew up going to church. I always did, and I always felt that tug in my heart, but I didn't really have any role models per se
Yeah.
in the environment I grew up in. But I always attended church, and then when I was after college, there was a group at my church of young adults who were taking the Bible seriously and literally, and I'm like, whoa, this is different. And eventually, we went to an evangelical church, and so I actually started with the home group. So I'm a big supporter of home groups, and so we kept our other church and went to this Bible study during the week, and eventually just gave my life to the Lord in a more committed and serious way. And that's the start of that. So if God says, if you seek me, you will find me, right?
Yeah, he sure does. And so you followed the passion for voice acting, added in some Jesus, being focused on the family. So inside
and I
scoop
really
here.
prayed that God could use me, in something, and then this happened, and it's like, wow, what a humongous answer to prayer.
Were you surprised at how well received Adventures in Odyssey was?
Totally.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, it was so different. It was, they were giving the show away. That was amazing, right? That stations wanted it.
Yeah.
And of course, the writers are amazing. I mean, Phil Lawler, who also, created Jungle Jam and Friends, which is amazing, and 3-2-1 Penguins and all other stuff he's done. So, I feel like I really landed in a good group of people.
Yeah. Well, I'm curious, how much does Connie's role reflect your life, or does your life reflect Connie's storylines?
Yes. Yes.
Yes. That's because of good writing.
Yeah, quite a bit, actually. It's kind of cuckoo.
Mm-hmm.
It's really weird. Like, even they made a video game once for PC, where Connie and Whit go on a mission trip to Peru.
Okay.
Well, I have been on one mission trip in my life, and it was to Peru. But I think it was after the game came out, but, like, nobody knew. It just happened, right? So that's kind of weird. And I've done, when Connie and Joanne drive from Odyssey to Washington, D.C., I've done that drive. My kids. So it's all, like, really real. A lot of stuff that Connie experiences, I've experienced in my life, or something similar. So it makes it very personal to do those scripts.
Yeah. How has playing the role of Connie shaped your own life and your own walk with God?
It's made me a little self-conscious about the work I choose to do and my responsibility to the people who are, fans and devoted listeners, because, I really do try to, they need to know that we're just actors,
Yeah.
We're Christians, we're actors. We need to do other things to make a living, because nobody's making a living working on Adventures in Odyssey. Woo! Newsflash. But by the same token, I think, there's things jobs I definitely won't do, because I don't think it reflects well on me as a sort of ambassador for Focus, but also as a Christian, I wouldn't probably want to do it anyway. So it's like Spider-Man. I think it gives us a little bit more responsibility. Like even the Bible says that people who are ministers more is expected of them, and this is a ministry.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely. I'm sure you've heard some really incredible stories of just how Connie and the crew, Whitson, and how they've impacted people. Is there a standout story that you can think of? I know it's like, out of all the many stories you've been told, that just reaffirmed why you do what you do?
Oh, yeah. I mean, I just was reading a letter someone gave me. I did a show in Pennsylvania, and they wrote like 2 pages of how Connie's affected her. But even more recently, there's a little girl Chris and I went to go visit in Northern California on hospice. And she was sharing, she's 13, has cancer, and her family listened to Odyssey. And for some reason, before she even got cancer, she was kind of obsessed with this episode 50, Karen, about a girl who has cancer and has to get her leg amputated. And this girl, Anna is her name, she's also had to go through an amputation. And she said, we went to visit her, and she said, because I listened to Karen, I understood everything the doctor was telling me.
Wow.
Isn't that crazy?
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, God uses things, and you don't even know how he's going to use it or, for what purpose.
Over the past 38 years, program has to change, culture changes. What are some of the main changes that you've seen Connie go through with Adventures in Odyssey?
Well, I think she has a cell phone now.
So that's new, because
we didn't have those when the show started, right?
It's so true.
Yeah, think about it.
That's wild.
So, there's going to be a lot of anachronisms and things when you listen, because the world has changed in 38 years, right?
Yeah.
You're not going to hear anybody's fax machine, in the background anymore.
Dial up.
Yeah. So, technology definitely has changed. But, and Connie's matured. She's gotten older. Who knows how old she is? But, she's older. We know that. She has more responsibility. Hopefully she's a little more mature and wiser. And I have so many things I wish Connie could do, but I'm not a writer. I just read it. So, but yeah, I mean, just like you've grown, I'm sure, Hollie, and, I think I've grown. We can bring that to our character and our lives when it comes to performances. And, Connie's gone through a lot. She's like the emotional dish rag of the show, I think. Now that I think about it.
Upon reflection.
Yeah, upon reflection, I would say whenever they need somebody to burst out in tears, they'll write it for me. So.
Oh, goodness. Do you actually cry on cue?
I don't cry on cue, but it's like, go, cry. No. But, when you're acting out a scene and it's well written, it's not hard to react emotionally. So I do. I have cried. I could cry right now probably because I may be experiencing, menopause. But
I feel that.
Yeah, you got to check out the We Don't Care Club on Instagram. No, but the more life experience you have, honestly, the more you've just got emotions are just sitting way up higher in your chest. So it's much easier to access,
Yeah.
It's easier to just thinking about, our trip last weekend can make me cry. So it's not that hard anymore. Might have been a challenge when I was 28. Now it's like, oh yeah, there she goes. Just tell her something. She'll start crying.
Just play the Tide commercial. We're good.
Not hard. No, I'm ready at the drop of a hat, I guess.
Yeah.
That's the truth.
Well, speaking of emotions and just feeling the energy, you had the opportunity to do some live broadcasts of Adventures in Odyssey. I know most recently you did one with like 3,000 people. It's sold out.
Well, it wasn't a live broadcast, but it was a live show.
Yes.
And it was in Colorado Springs. It was for our 1 gram party because we had recorded the 1,000th episode. Like they could have picked an easier number to say, but anyway, it was amazing. They just turned the whole campus into Odyssey stuff, and there were panels, and it was like a little Odyssey con, which I wish we would do.
You should.
Because it's so much fun to meet all the fans and hear their stories. And so we did a live show, we had live music, we had live Foley, and they just so much went into the production. Actually, our assistant for Odyssey, there aren't that many employees actually at Focus who work on Odyssey, and our assistant, she just put it so much together, and it was just amazing. Yeah, we had 2 shows, about 3,000 in the audience each time, and stuff going on the day before, and it's really nice. It's like, getting to go to your funeral before you die.
Which they should do more often, really.
Oh, well, you tell them that. Now we're like, there's less and less of us to do it. They need to get on it, right?
Oh, my goodness.
Yeah, I'm sure they have stuff planned for the 40th anniversary, but come on, every 10 years, we'll be like, they'll have to come to the nursing home. No, as you can tell, I'm a little morbid sense of humor, I suppose. But, it's true. We're not getting any younger, right? So every opportunity, that is to say that every opportunity I have, I cherish.
Yeah. No, it's true. Nothing makes moments more precious than realizing that they won't last forever.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly. And I think we're all very much aware of that. So it was and Focus couldn't have done a better job. It was really amazing. We were all blown away.
Were you more nervous doing a live show with everything live compared to being in the studio and just being able to focus in on character?
It definitely requires a lot more, are your clothes on straight? Or is your shirt inside out? Do you have your makeup on?
Are your shoes matching?
Oh, serious, right? Yeah, I've been there, done that. Yeah, I mean, it does there's a difference because, for the most part, we're not stage actors, right? Yeah. But the cool thing is that they had all that other stuff going on, and we have done other shows before, like when we did the cruise for the 30th anniversary. We did that so we did it there, and the one thing that gave me peace of mind was the first thing I asked them is, do we have to move very much? Because the other show had a more choreography than what we did on the cruise, and I was like, I can't, please just sit me down in a chair, give me my script. Don't make me work so hard.
Yes.
No, but it flowed really nicely. It was great. So it is different because you wait for the audience to respond and try to have a good stage show. The first time we did a stage show, because I said, oh, it's a live. They're watching us do like what we do in the studio, right? So that's no big deal. I'll just do what I do in the studio. And afterwards, Phil Lawler told me, his son said, does Katie even know she's on stage? So I've been trying to be a little bit more aware.
Yeah.
Just, not like fix my hair, or pick my nose, or do something stupid.
Do you make faces when you talk? Because I have a very loud face. I can't get a good picture if I'm talking or doing a show. I'm just like, my face is all contorted.
I don't believe that. You look really great right now. You have a great face.
Don't take it still.
Yeah, I'm just, I try to focus on the, my performance and not what I look like. So when you have to worry about that too, that's an added thing. But then I just say, okay, the audience likes me. They're my friends. It doesn't matter. It's okay.
Yeah.
They really want to watch you flub up.
Yes. We want the real.
That's the most exciting part of a real live show. Like when you mess up, they're like, wow, yeah, that's great. So actually, that's kind of a plus.
It's bonus points.
Yeah, the more you mess up, the more they're delighted. Yes.
Yeah. Well, what comes next now for Connie in the show and for you, Katie, as continue on with this beloved character? Like, what
You
next?
know, they never tell me anything,
No
Holly.
spoiler
They don't
alerts?
tell Connie and they don't tell me. So
Mm,
I don't know. I mean, I know what we've recorded thus far that hasn't been aired, which of course I can't tell you. So there is that. And then there's all the other stuff I don't know. I mean, I wish I have ideas, but those writers, they plan things, like a year in advance. So whatever I think up doesn't usually fit their plans. So I'm just happy that I still get to do it. I know we're recording some stuff in July. And like I said, I try to, whenever I go to events like Comic Cons, because I have done a lot of other things, cartoons and, other Christian things too, like for the Ark Encounter, and some stuff. So I have fans from other things. So when I go there, I always look forward to meeting people, in those venues. And I have a website, I have a show, the Tell You Later show, that I
mhm.
started with Will Ryan. It's on YouTube and Patreon, and he's not with us anymore, but like people can still watch the episodes that we did do together, and they were a lot of fun. And we had written a book, Adventures in Oddity. I'll show you. I don't think your audience can't see, but it's pretty
Okay. Oh, I
fun.
love
I
that.
like it. And they can go to my website and find that. And I wrote my own book all by myself, although I had to pay an artist.
Hmm.
The Itty Bitty Book of Codependency, which is
Oh,
a
okay.
comic type book.
Oh,
It's
nice.
totally, bathroom friendly. So, you know,
We
one
have a
page at a
bathroom
time.
Bible.
A bathroom, yeah, something, have handy if you need to
You know,
ponder something briefly.
yeah.
So, yeah, and just we're still doing the Tell You Later show. I try to bring on interesting people that I know, because I know so many cool people, and
Hmm.
that they may not necessarily be famous, but they have great stories, and so we're still doing that. And I don't know what else is. I've got other cartoons coming out, that people can watch. They haven't found a platform yet. One's called I'm Good.
Okay.
It's about safety. And like I said, the Truth Traveler attraction in Branson, Missouri, in Pigeon Forge, I play the robot Pod.
Ooh,
And yeah, it's pretty cool. It's supposed to be like a 4D virtual reality. I can't wait to check it out.
nice.
And Lily's Lab on it, Answers TV. So she's a little dinosaur who says, "Where we ask questions and dig for answers."
Oh, I love that. Oh my goodness. So it's not just Connie in your life. You have a lot of other incredible outlets that are encouraging people as well.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, you just keep meeting great people, and I teach classes if they go to my website, and I think we're doing an audio drama
Mm,
camp
that's
in
cool. I love that.
August.
Yeah.
Yeah, so if anybody's interested in knowing how to produce excellent audio drama, I get to coach the acting, which really means I get to yell at people and tell them to do what I want them to do. Teach them what they need to know to make a script. I've had a little bit of experience, so I
Mhm.
qualify to be the acting
There you
track.
go. There you go.
So lots of fun things coming up.
Yeah. Well, as we wrap up, just in like the context of Adventures in Odyssey and Connie, um, what is something that you would want people to really take away from the program, the character, and just, let's say this is, your last year or something. I don't know. We're talking morbid things here.
Oh,
What do you
thanks,
want the,
Holly.
yeah, you're
Okay, let me
welcome.
think.
Besides me being your successor, what,
Yeah, vote for Holly. Vote for Holly.
what do you want the legacy to be?
Just to know that God meets us in our everyday lives, to be aware, trust the Bible, that there's really good wisdom in there, and it's not to condemn you, like Jesus said, it's to help you live a more abundant life. And, I hope they get that from listening to Odyssey, and to understand that everybody's on a path. Not everybody's in the same place at the same time. So we need to have grace with each other, love. I just heard a great expression at church over the weekend. Someone said, "Oh, this person's a grace grower in my life."
Oh,
Yeah. So we can, instead of being judgmental, to just say, okay, how do I have grace with this person? Because we're supposed to be, repping Christ, right?
yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely. That's a good one. A grace grower. I am going to have to use that.
Was it? Yeah. I thought, okay, I can't ignore what I just heard. Okay.
Yeah. Oh my goodness. Katie, thank you so much for taking time today to share your heart, to tell us more about Connie, and just to hang out with us here on Good Company.
Thank you.